Jai Hind, myself Neha Garg. I'm assistant professor in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, and this topic has been taken from the subject Fundamentals of Electronics Engineering, and this subject is currently being run in the AKTU, and the topic is a Zener diode. So basically, Zener diode is a special type of diode which is designed to work in the reverse bias. Okay, so Zener diode is basically a PN junction diode that is used as a voltage regulator, and it is used in a reverse bias condition. The symbol of the Zener diode is like in this way. This is the symbol of the Zener diode, and Zener diode is basically used as a voltage regulator when it is in reverse bias. This is the P side and this is the N side, and when we put this Zener diode in the reverse bias, like in this way, P is connected with the negative supply and N is connected with the positive supply, then this will be a reverse bias PN junction diode. And the difference between the normal PN junction diode and the Zener diode is that Zener diode is heavily doped. Like P and N junctions both are heavily doped, due to which the depletion region between the P and N junction, this depletion layer width is very small, and that's why the breakdown takes place due to the strong electric field between the P and N junctions. So if we see the voltage current characteristic of this is the voltage and this is the current. So we can see we will have a sharp curve when we draw in the reverse bias, and in the forward bias it will act as a normal PN junction diode. If it is made up of the silicon, then it will conduct at 0.6 volt, and when it is in reverse bias, there may be two cases. Here this is the breakdown voltage, and before that breakdown voltage, the Zener act as a open circuit. Like this is a Zener diode, and we have applied voltage across this Zener which is less than its breakdown voltage. Like the breakdown voltage is of 5 volt, and we have applied 4 volt here. So in this case, the Zener will not work in the breakdown region. This is the breakdown region. In this region only, the Zener work as a voltage regulator, because after the breakdown voltage, if we increase the reverse bias, the voltage across the Zener, it will remain constant, and only the current will increase. This current will increase, and this is called the IZ minimum, and this is called the IZ max. So in this region, it acts as a voltage regulator. So if we applied a voltage across the Zener that is less than its breakdown voltage, like it is 4 volt is applied across, then it will be working here. And on this, in this region, a very less amount of current will flow. That is called the reverse saturation current, because the Zener is in reverse bias. So current will flow due to the minority charge carriers, and that's why, since current is very small, we can replace Zener as an open circuit in this region. And here we can replace the Zener with the VZ potential, and in this region Zener will act as a normal PN junction diode. So diode with high Zener voltage have a more gradual junction, and their mode of operation also involves the avalanche breakdown. Both breakdown types are present in the Zener diode, with the Zener affecting the predominating at lower voltages and avalanche breakdown at higher voltages. Like Zener breakdown happens at voltage less than between 5 volt to 8 volt, and for avalanche the voltage must be greater than the 8 volt. Like this is the graph for the Zener. Zener is between the 5 to 8, and this is for the avalanche. This is avalanche breakdown, and this is Zener breakdown. Avalanche is beyond 8, and Zener is 5 to 8 volt. So in this slide we can see here Zener is acting as a forward bias PN junction diode. It is behaving as a normal PN junction diode. So we can replace it 0.7 if it is made up of silicon, and if it is made up of germanium, we can replace it with the 0.3 volt. And in this region, it can be replaced with the open circuit. So we can see this is the open circuit, and here it can be replaced with the VZ potential. Like this is the P side. P side will be replaced with the minus sign, and N side will be represented with the positive sign. So we can study the Zener diode in the 3 cases: when Vi and RL both are fixed, and when fixed Vi is there and RL variable. So basically Zener act as a voltage regulator. So voltage regulator means like this is our load, and this load is connected with the power supply. This and this is the fluctuating voltage, like it is varying between the 2 volt to 20 volt. So the voltage across the load will also vary, because the supply across the load is varying, so the output voltage across this load will also be varying. So zener will, if zener is connected in between these two, like I have connected this zener here, this zener is connected in between the load and the source. Now this zener will provide the voltage regulation. Voltage regulation means it will provide the constant output voltage across this load resistance, while the input voltage is maybe varying. So here a resistance, series resistance is also connected here. This series resistance is connected so as to minimize the amount of the current that is flowing across this zener, and to prevent this zener for to be damaged due to the high power supply. So now, like this is our input voltage Vin, and due to this voltage, voltage will appear across this zener, that is called the V voltage. Now if this V voltage, this is across the zener, and this will be the plus and this will be the minus. Now this we have to find the value of this V. If this V is greater than the Vz, then the zener will be working in this region. If this V is greater than the breakdown voltage of the zener, then zener is working in this region. And if this V is less than the zener voltage, breakdown voltage, then the zener will be in this region. So for that case, in that case, if the V voltage across the zener is greater than this Vz voltage, then it will be working as a voltage regulator, and it will provide a constant voltage across this load resistance, that is called as the Vz. So in first case, when Vi and RL both are fixed, we will find the voltage across a zener V due to the Vi voltage, and if this voltage is greater than Vz, then zener will act as a voltage regulator. And in case 2, fixed Vi is there and load variable is there, means we have to provide the load regulation. RL load is continuously varying, due to which the output voltage is varying. So we have to keep the output voltage across this load constant while the load is varying across the. And in case 3, variable Vi and RL fixed, means variable Vi, like this input voltage is continuously changing, and due to which the output across the RL is continuously changing. So we have to provide the line regulation here. So this is the case 1. So in case 1, like this is the circuit. So like this is our zener, and this is the load resistance RL. This is the input voltage plus minus Vi, and this is the series resistance. So I have to find the voltage, like this is our input voltage, this is the load resistance. Due to this input voltage, there will be a voltage across this zener, that is called as V. Now I have to find the value of this V. So this V will be like in this way. So we can apply KVL here. Suppose I current is flowing through the series resistance Rs and RL. So in that case, Vi minus Irs minus IRL is equal to 0. So in that case, I would be equal to Vi upon Rs plus RL. So this is the current that is flowing across the series resistance and load resistance. Now the voltage drop, this V would be equal to the voltage drop across this RL. So the value of V will be given by RL upon Rs plus RL multiplied by Vi. So this is the voltage across the zener diode due to this supply voltage Vi. Now we have to check now if this V is greater than equal to Vz, means the voltage across this zener diode due to this supply voltage, if this voltage is greater than the zener's breakdown voltage, then zener will be working in this region, So it will be replaced with the Vz potential, and in that case VL is equal to Vz. Like in this case, this circuit will be like this way. Like we can replace this with this Vz potential, and in that case this VL would be equal to Vz. And if V is less than Vz, means the zener is working in this region. and in this region Zener will be open circuit. Now this is open circuit, so in that case VL would be equal to V, this voltage V that we have found, this VL would be equal to V if V is greater than VZ. Now the second case, so in this case we have replaced the VZ potential when we have found the V is greater than VZ. So VL is equal to VZ. So we have replaced the Zener diode with the VZ potential, and that's why we can see from the diagram VL is equal to VZ. Or we can also find this, the current flowing through this series resistance is IR, the current flow through the Zener is IZ, and the current, this is the IL. So from the diagram we can see IR is equal to IL plus IZ. So we can find any value. So if the Zener is open, then the Zener current will be 0 in that case. So here we can see in this question we have to find the value of VL, the voltage across this load resistance RL, and the voltage across this resistance, series resistance R, that is called VR, IZ and PZ. So first part we have to take the value of RL 1.2 kilo ohm, RL 1.2 kilo ohm. So what we have to do, we have to find the value of V, the voltage across this Zener due to this supply voltage Vi. So for finding V, we can apply RL upon RL plus RS multiplied by Vi. So RL is 1.2 plus 1 multiplied by 16. So we can solve this 1.2 and 2.2 multiplied by 16. So it may be 8.73. So this is the 8.73, and we can see here 10 volt is giving. So V is 8.73 volt and VZ is 10 volt. So V is less than VZ. We can find the value. I think it will be 8.73 here. So if it is 8.73, we can see that VZ is given 10 volt in the question, and we have found 8.73. So V is less than VZ. So in this case, Zener will be open. And VL will be equal to V, that is 8.73 volt. Now from the here we can apply KVL. So we can find the value of VR is equal to Vi minus VL, that is 16 minus 8.73, and we will be having 7 point something. So we can find the value of this 16.873. So this is VR. So we have found the V value of VL, VR and IZ. Now the Zener is open here, so IZ would be equal to 0, and then PZ is equal to VZ multiplied by IZ, that will be equal to 0. So this is the first case, and the second case, B part, we can find the value of V, that is 3 upon 3 plus 1 multiplied by 16. It will be 12 volt. Now we can see this V is greater than VZ, means 12 is greater than 10 volt. So Zener will be replaced with VZ potential, and VL would be equal to VZ. So here output would be equal to 10 volt. VL would be equal to 10 volt. Now we can find the value of VR, that is equal to Vi minus VL. 16 minus 10, 6 volt. So this is how we can calculate the 6 volt. Okay, now we have to find the value of IZ. So how can we find the value of IZ? IZ is equal to IL minus IR. So IL we can find VL upon RL sorry, IR minus IL. This will, IZ would be IR minus IL, because this is the IR is coming, and this is IZ, and this is IL. So IR is equal to IZ plus IL. So IR would be equal, so IZ would be equal to minus VL upon R plus VR upon RS. So we have found the value of VL, that is equal to 10 volt. So 10 upon 1.2 plus 6 upon 1. Here it will be minus. So we can find the value of IZ in this way. Now value of PZ would be equal to this IZ multiplied by VZ. So it will be the value, it will provide the power dissipation. Now this is the that I have solved in the previous slide. The same solution is given here, and this is the second part, that is with the 3 kilo ohm. So we can see here the value of V has been found with the help by using this formula, RL VI upon R plus RL 12 volt, and this V is greater than the value VZ. That's why Zener is on, and the appropriate equivalent model can be substituted. Okay, now here we can find the value of VL, that is equal to VZ, because it has been replaced with the VZ potential. Now VR would be equal to VI minus VL. So 6 volt is here. IL we can find out VL upon RL. IR is VR upon R. So IZ would be equal to IR minus IL. And that is, and after that PZ can be found out by using VZ is equal to VZ multiplied by IZ. Now this is the second case, that is the fixed VI and RL variable. So in this case we have this load resistance that is varying, and due to this variable load resistance, output across the RL is continuously changing, and our target is to design a voltage regulator that will provide a constant voltage across this RL load. So for this purpose we are having the target. Our target is that we have to provide the constant voltage across this RL, that is VL is equal to VZ. This is our target. This is the voltage across the RL is called as the VL, and this must be equal to VZ. This is our target, and here VI is fixed. This is fixed. This is fixed. VI is fixed. So the current coming from this VI, this is also fixed. This IR is fixed. But here RL is variable. RL is variable. So it will be varying from RL minimum to RL max. RL minimum to RL max. So we can see if VL is fixed, VL is RL multiplied by IL, and VL is fixed. So RL is max and IL will be minimum. And we can see RL is minimum, then IL would be max. Because the voltage VL is constant. We have to, our target is to keep the voltage across the load resistance constant, that is VL must be equal to VZ. So here this will be there, and now this VI is fixed, so the current flowing through this resistance R, that is IR, this current will also be fixed, that is IR. And now this current is divided into IZ, and here it is IL. So first equation is this, second equation is this. Now third equation, we know that IR is equal to IZ plus IL, but IR is fixed, that is constant, and IL may be max. So IL is max, so IZ must be minimum, because IR is fixed, and also IR must be IZ max plus IL minimum, because this IR is constant. So if we are increasing the value of IL that is the IL max, then the minimum amount of IZ minimum would be there, and if it is IL is minimum, then the maximum amount of IZ max will be there. So these two are the equations, that is the fourth equation and fifth equation that we will use. And also we can find the value of IL, IR, we can find IR as VI minus VL upon RS. This is how we can find the value of IR. Now we can also see this the minimum load resistance RL. RL minimum can be find out by this formula. V is equal to RL minimum upon RL minimum plus RS multiplied by VI. This is how, this is V is equal to VZ. Because why? Because we know that value of V, that is the voltage across this zener due to the supply voltage VI, depends upon the value of RL and RS and VI. But in this RS and VI both are fixed. This RL is minimum. So we have to keep the minimum value of RL so that VZ, V must be equal to VZ, because we know if V is equal to or greater than VZ, then VL barabar VZ. Then VL barabar VZ. And our target is that VL must be equal to VZ. This is our target. So to bring this target, to fulfill this target, this target must be achieved. That the voltage across the zener, that is the V, it must be equal to or greater than VZ. So minimum value of V must be equal to VZ. So minimum value of V, I have kept here VZ. And this VZ is depending upon the load resistance. So minimum value of load resistance, what may be the minimum value of the load resistance? That will be the minimum value which can bring the voltage across the zener equal to VZ. Then only this condition will be achieved. So this is how we can find out the value of RL minimum. So RL minimum can be found from this. And for RL max, we can use this formula, that is RL max is equal to VL upon IL minimum. VL upon IL minimum. And for IL minimum, we can use this formula, IR is equal to IZ max plus IL minimum. So here we can see a variable load is given here, and we have to find the value of load resistance, and we have to find the value of the load current also, and determine the maximum wattage rating of the diode. So load resistance will be RL minimum to RL max, and load current is IL minimum to IL max. So here for finding the value of load RL minimum, we can use this formula, VZ is equal to RL minimum upon RL minimum plus RS multiplied by VI. So VZ is here 10. So 10 is equal to RL minimum, we have to find out RL minimum upon RL minimum plus RS. RS is given as 1 kilo ohm and VI is given as 50 volt. So by using this formula, we can find the value of RL minimum. So RL minimum in this way, and for RL minimum and for VL would be equal to VZ. This is our target, and that is equal to 10 volt. So we can find the IL max. IL max is equal to VL upon RL minimum, means 10 upon RL minimum. RL minimum we can find out from this formula. So we can put the value here, and we can find the value of IL max. Now we have to find the value of RL max. So RL max can be found VL upon IL minimum, and IL minimum would be equal to IR is equal to IL minimum plus IZ max. So here we can see IZM is given, that is 32 milliampere. This IZM is the IZ max. So value of IZ max is given here. So and IR can be found. IR we can found by VI minus VL upon RS. So VI is 50, VL is 10, RS is 1. So this will be 40. Okay, so this will be 40. So here we can see the 40 IL minimum would be equal to IL minimum we have to find out, plus IZ max is 32. So IL minimum would be equal to 8 milliampere. This is 8 milliampere. So here we can put the value of RL max. RL max is equal to VL upon IL minimum. So VL would be 10 upon 8 milliampere. So by solving this, we can find the value of RL minimum and RL max. And also we can find the value of IL minimum. If I have found the value of RL max, we can find the value of IL minimum by dividing VL by the RL max. Now this is the third case when the Vi is variable. And now Vi is variable, we have to find the line regulation. So in this case, this is variable and this is fixed. So this VL must be equal to Vz. This is our target. And here this is RL is fixed. That's why IL is also fixed. And here Vi is variable, Vi minimum, Vi max, and this is IR minimum, IR max, because here Vi is variable. So the current coming from the Vi, it will be minimum or it will be maximum depending upon the voltage that we have taken. So here our target is the VL must be equal to Vz, and here RL is fixed, so IL will also be fixed. So we can find the value like in this way, Vi max. So Vi would be equal to VR plus VL from the, if we apply KVL here, and here from Vi max is equal to VR max plus VL. This is the first equation. And second equation, Vi minimum is equal to VR minimum plus VL, because this is the constant and this Vi is maximum. So when it will be maximum, the current flow through the resistance R, it will be maximum. So Vi max will be with VR max, and Vi minimum will be with VR minimum. And third equation will be IR is equal to IL plus IZ. So here IL is constant, here it will be IR minimum. So if it is IR minimum, then IZ will also be minimum. And if this is IZ max, this will be IR max. So in this way, different equations we can formulate by using the concept that here if Vi minimum is there, so IR minimum would be there. If Vi max is there, IR max is there. Here VL is equal to Vz. This is our target. RL is fixed here. So IL will also be fixed here. Only this part will be varying. Now the minimum value of Vi minimum we can find, like our target is this VL equal to Vz. So V must be equal to Vz. So for bringing this condition, we have to keep the minimum value of Vi that may bring the voltage across the Zener diode equal to Vz. Then only this condition will satisfy and the output will be constant, that is VL equal to Vz. So we will be solving numericals in the next lecture. Thank you.